I'm gonna get right to it.
Uncovering music by new and up-and-coming great artists.
The Grammy goes to
The next big thing. This is Untouched Melodies.
Talk to him. Talk to him. Talk to him.
Well, hello. It is another episode of the Untouched Melodies saga, I like to call it now at this stage. Welcome, everyone who's watching. I have another amazing artist, and it's not just any amazing artist. He is a rapper. His name is Terrell, or he goes by Terrell, but is it Terrell Cavee or Caver or
Caver.
Caver?
Cave
Okay,
with an
cool,
R, yeah.
cool. I've been calling you Terrell because that's your name that you go by as an artist. It's just Terrell. It's a lot easier to find you that way. But yeah, welcome to the show, man. I'm so grateful to have you on.
Of course, thank you for having me. I appreciate it so much.
You know, it's one of those amazing things that I get to do, is talk to artists like yourself, and you know, being able to hear new music and kind of go through that with you is just really, really cool. Obviously, we've never met before now, so we do a crazy thing called Phil Tops 5, and we talk about your music and we talk about you and all that kind of fun stuff. So let's kick it off. Tell me how you
Okay.
got into music and what really kind of got you into the rap game. I mean, it's pretty, like, Hollywood has it kind of daunting a little bit, you know? It's
Yeah.
like,
Well, music has, I guess, kind of always been there. I don't really know how I fell into rap because, funnily enough, my favorite genre of music is R&B. It's just something
okay.
I just really like, a nice laid back, cool R&B track you can just vibe out to, just put on anytime. But
Yeah.
I guess the first time I realized I could rap was when I was 10, because in the song Mano y Mano, actually, that's when I talk about having my first rap battle and things like that. But I didn't start writing seriously until about high school.
Oh, wow.
So.
Okay. All right. You've been rapping a while then. And so
Yes.
what really kind of got you into that genre? Because, I mean, like I said, it's Hollywood has it made out to be this really daunting kind of thing where you have to have a certain persona. If you watch the movie 8 Mile, you're to believe
Yeah,
that
I
if
love
you
that
go to
movie. That's a great movie.
college, you go
Yeah,
to college and you just diss the whole time if you're smart, all this kind of stuff. So kind of what got you into that whole genre?
I guess just listening to like actual lyrical rappers and things like that early on, because Eminem is one of my favorite rappers. But I got exposed to 50 Cent early on. I was listening to Biggie, Jay-Z, Tupac, Andre 3000, and Outkast a lot. So those are kind of the people that kind of show me it's okay to just be yourself. You don't have to come super hard, super aggressive all the time, as long as it's really authentic. People
Right.
that pick up on it.
Right. And I mean, you're not wrong. Your music is very authentic. It's different. It's not like anything I've heard since the 90s. And I say that because it's got a kind of a 90s vibe, in my opinion. And I love that about it. It's really, really cool.
Thank you.
So getting straight into my top 5, the first track that I'm going to kind of put out there is number 5, and it is Parents.
Okay.
So tell me a little bit about that track and kind of what your vibe was when you were creating that track, because it's from the album, obviously, that you created, Storybook. But it's almost like a tribute song.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, funnily enough, I do have a song about my actual mother and father, but this was kind of the first song I wrote as kind of a tribute to my mother, but it was sort of vague and everything. I felt like it wasn't really enough, but I really liked everything I had done with it. So I was like, I feel like it's broad enough that any just general parent could relate to it. Also in the chorus, I'm like, to any parent, single, divorced, widowed, happy marriage, just thank you for being there, all of that. I don't have any children, but stepping into the adult world and actually having that eye-opening experience is like, you get what your parents are saying when they're like, yeah, just stay a kid, buddy. Just
Right.
Just hold on. You don't want this yet.
Right. It's a great song. I'm thoroughly impressed by it. It's one of those tracks that really invokes all those feelings about being a parent. You're talking as if you are a parent, which is amazing to me. And it's just a great feeling song. So I'm gonna play a little bit of that song, and then we're gonna come back and we're just gonna chat a little bit more. But for those of you who are watching, if you got any questions, now's the time to drop them in the comments. Obviously, Terrell is here to field all those questions, but I've got a few doozies myself. So until we get to that, here's a little bit of parents.
Yeah. 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 Here we go. Yeah. Here we go. Yeah. This is for all the girls who got pregnant in high school, terrified and petrified, thinking that the world was ending. Well, let me tell you, it's just the beginning. So keep your head up, dry your eyes, and no need for tripping. Because the first time you hold your child in your arms, you discover newfound love, an unbreakable bond. You made a promise you never let nothing bad happen, and you gon' keep it to the day you and your child pass. Never thought anything can make you feel this type of way. That's just a mother's love, not visiting, it's here to stay. Never thought anything could help you bring you this much joy. But then you look inside the eyes of your girl or boy. It's crazy, the amount of love that start to unfurl, almost like nothing else matters in the whole world. I know it's scary, but you really got nothing to fear. Keep moving forward, little mama, and just persevere. This is the message to all of the parents. If you're single, divorced, widowed, or in a happy marriage, I wanna thank you for being there and staying patient. And thanks again because you hardly hear it as it is. And when the times get hard, if you wanna stop, just to look down at that smile. Ain't got no time to quit now. Keep standing tall and stand proud.
All right, that's. I mean, I know people are gonna hear that and just be like, it's good feel. It's a good feeling,
Yeah,
dude.
it's just
It's really, really good. I
it's
mean,
something uplifting.
man, just the lyrics alone, it really is a great vibe. It's like that whole line where just saying thanks just because you don't hear it. It's just like what?
Yeah, it's just one of those
You're
like,
thanking
oh,
every parent on behalf of their child. And hey, if you got some just look down at that little smile. Oh my gosh, dude, the lyrics, like you're you're rapping like you're an old soul that has kids, and it's really awesome. It's a
yeah.
really great feeling song. So we talked about kind of where it came from, and you were doing it, you're rapping since you're 10, but like, where does this influence come from? Like, is your family musical? Have you grown up around music? Like, what kind of drove you towards the musical industry to begin with?
My first foray into music was other than the first rap battle, I did band class in middle school, is seventh and eighth grade. So I started playing the saxophone, that was my first instrument, and then the drums were my second instrument. And so ever since, I guess that was the initial spark. That's when I really started to pay attention to music more, because one of the pieces that we played in that class was Pirates of the Caribbean. And even
Oh, there you go.
kind of before we started playing, I've always liked movie music, just all kinds of music in
Right.
general. But yeah, movie music always did it for me. Something about a really nice soundtrack. I could never explain it, but it was always just get
No, I agree. I
that
agree. I
that
agree.
noise.
100%. Yeah. It's just like Randy Edelman, who I'm supposed to be having on my podcast eventually. He's just a master of all soundtracks. Like, he did Ghostbusters. So like literally every bit of music that was in those movies, like the bit where the pushchair is just taking off down the street and you can kind of hear it mount up, and like everything. It's just music is
Yeah.
just so emotional. It's
Mm.
like it just invokes emotion and memories and all this kind of stuff. So 100% I can see where that would come from.
And
Where do you where do you find your inspiration from?
uh, it it's really hard to explain. It really just kind of comes and goes. For this album in particular, it was low key kind of a competition because I didn't want to be outdone.
Mm,
Um, because what happened was me and my a couple friends of mine, we had a group chat where we would just kind of trade bars, punchlines, witty one-liners, just kind of stuff like that. And then that eventually turned into us trading verses. And then one day my friend was like, "Yo, I wrote a song," and he dropped it in the chat. It was really good. And I was like, I can write a song. So I wrote a song and I dropped it in the chat.
uh,
So he was like, a couple of days later, he was like, I wrote another song, dropped it in the chat, and I was like, well, I can't be outdone
okay,
again. So I wrote
yeah,
another
yeah.
song and I dropped
Wow.
it in the chat. And so that was kind of the inception of uh, me figuring out I could write songs again and how to structure them. Because I started writing songs in high school, like my senior year of high school. I had
Right.
like three really good songs that I had written down in a notebook that I've lost since then.
Oh boy.
Um, mhm,
That doesn't feel good, I
mhm.
bet.
No, but those are,
Trying to remember all these songs.
yeah, those are kind of like my babies,
Uh-huh.
like my
Uh-huh.
first three little babies, and I was like, yeah.
Oh man.
And
Oh
then
man.
just having that in the group chat, just that spark again was just like, yeah, I remember why I write now. And
What comes first? What comes first, the music or the lyrics?
uh honestly, either or. It depends on if I hear something first and I'm like, oh, I can write to that, or if I'm writing something and I kind of have an idea of how I want something to sound, which is actually the difference between my first and my unreleased second project.
Right.
So the first project, I wrote everything to a beat that I'd heard and that I'd liked. With the second project, I wrote everything first,
And then found a
and
beat.
yes, I actually found somebody who, thank God, was willing to help me craft everything from scratch. So
What's more difficult, finding the beat or finding the lyrics?
honestly, I think finding the beat,
I was gonna say that because
yeah,
it's
because lyrics are hard, but at the end of the day, it's you kind of write stuff down. With music, it's kind of hard to describe how you hear something to
right.
someone else and have them produce that sound, and then not just one sound but every other sound or effect that you might want in a song, whether it be the bass line, the guitar, the piano, the drums, if you want a saxophone, if you want bells, xylophones, if you want uh like effect on the drums, if you want effect on the guitar, if you
Right.
want acoustic, electric, if you want all the different kinds of
Yeah.
basses you have.
It's yeah, I mean it's difficult. It's definitely difficult. I mean, all truth be told, I dabble a little myself. I write some lyrics and do some stuff. Some of the artists that I've had on are kind of pushing me to do some ghostwriting and see what happens. But it's always interesting because I write stuff down and I'm like, well, how the hell would that sound? And then it's just like, what? Like that's why I asked that question because it is to me. I feel like writing to music, you can kind of get the vibe that you're already looking for. You kind of
Mhm.
the lyrics flow with the beat or the
Yeah,
music, whereas when you're just writing lyrics, then it comes to like, okay, how would that even sound? And you're like, well, shit, okay, I
yeah.
don't know,
And
I don't
then
know.
with that too is like you can't let it get too out of control because it's like I don't have a rhythm to go off of, so I have to make the
Exactly,
rhythm with the
exactly,
words and
exactly. And then you find yourself having to adapt. You write it in a certain way, but then you end
mhm.
up having to engineer how you wrote that to
Yeah,
sound a
to
certain way.
sound
It's
how
like
you,
it's like
it's like,
what?
okay, I thought it would sound like this, but it doesn't sound like that at all
Yeah,
because I really wanted it to
actually,
sound like
because that beat.
this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So, moving on to number 4 in Phil's top 5, I actually this one was a tough one for me because the top 3 are pretty much a given. But number 4 for me is unanswered questions.
Mm.
It's got I don't know what it's got that I love, but it just makes me feel a certain way, and I'm just like, yeah, what the. I actually driving home from work today. I was just like, yep,
Hmm.
just kind of bopping along. You know what I mean? So, for those who haven't heard it, I'm going to play a little bit of this song, and then we're going to come back and ask Terrell some more questions and see where we go from there. All right, here we go.
There was a baby boy born on the 7th of June. And to his mama, he was the whole world, the sun and the moon. But something seemed a little off in the hospital room. Did his father know what's up, or did he not have a clue? What am I saying? Of course he knew, he probably just didn't care. That's the only reason I can think of for why he went there. But oh well, too late for questions. Actually, I got one. How in the hell did you miss the birth of your firstborn son? To most men, that's the happiest and proudest day of their life. But you ain't like most, you's a deadbeat, and that shit just ain't right. When I was younger, I would stay up with these thoughts in my mind, and I would just hope and pray I get to meet my pops tonight. Where you at? Where you been? Do you even know that you got a kid? Did you try and call? Did you try and write? Did you ever wonder what I was like? Are you coming home? Are you coming back? I need answers, damn, I gotta know. Are you coming home? Are you coming back? I need answers, damn, I gotta know. Did you think of mom? Did you think of me? Did you ever wonder what we could be? How do you sleep? How do you eat? Knowing what you did, are you at peace? Am I the only son that you didn't love? Or do you always turn your back and run? Am I the only son that you didn't love? Or do you always turn your back and run? As time goes on, I start to see you ain't a man I should try and be. You ain't a man, you just a fraud. Ain't even try to give your all. Answer me this, how did you miss? Cause you never even had the ball. I just thank God that I had a mom to be everything that you was not. Cause everything I learned in life was through my mother's advice. And things I picked up by myself was all through trial and error. But if I learned anything from you, it was how not to care. And if I learned something else, it was that I have to do better. I already know I wanna end up nothing like.
I love it. I love it. It's very much a I mean, um you write such free flowing kind of thoughts. It's just it's almost like you're reading from your diary, but with a rhythm to it. And it's very much like, tell me about this song, because obviously it's speaking about like not having your dad around. Is that something that, are you speaking from life experience, or is this something that you kind of.
Yes, that's from my real. I still have not met my father to this day. Don't know what he looks like. Haven't seen a photo of him.
Wow.
Just nothing.
And
Uh,
so, like, what you're asking in these in the song is so thought provoking, because it's pretty much how a lot of kids who've been abandoned by their father would feel. Like, luckily, I didn't have that myself, but just knowing about this kind of stuff a little bit, kids, that's what they're thinking. It's like, is it me? Did you just not want me? Was it something about me? And then that line where you're just like, I realize that I don't need to be like you. It's just like, whoa, okay, yeah, damn, shots fired. You know what
yeah,
I mean? It's like,
yeah.
it's really, really good. And again, it's interesting because you're not being aggressive in any way, shape, or form. Like, I mean, you said your favorite rapper is Eminem. Like, he comes at it. He's like,
Yeah.
yo, like, it's just like guns blazing. I don't give a shit. Who cares? Um, so yeah, it's very thought provoking. Coming from life and all that. How is that writing it? I mean,
Uh, this falls into that when artists say music is my therapy. This is kind of what they're talking about, because up until this point, I had never really talked with anybody about my dad, even really myself about it. And then I'm not even really sure why I started writing about my dad, but I just started and then I didn't stop. And then I finished. And then I just felt like a weight had been lifted off my shoulders. I felt
yeah,
good. I cried about it. I was like, I didn't even know I needed any of that stuff, but it was just
yeah,
like,
yeah.
it was just like a nice outlet
It's
of just
amazing.
everything I've been holding in for so long.
It's refreshing to hear you say that, because music is therapy for people who listen to it. So, um, it only makes sense that, people who are writing it kind of feel that way too, because,
Mhm,
you're letting your emotions onto the page and kind of putting it out there.
mhm,
I say this quite a bit, but like big artists are doing it all the time. Like Ed
mhm,
Sheeran had all this stuff happen to him in 1 year, and he just wrote a whole album about how his wife had cancer, how
mhm,
his best friend died, and all this kind of stuff. And he made it into an album, and it's like gone multi-platinum and stuff. And you're just like, whoa, okay, so
mhm.
I guess this is what music is. It's like connecting with your emotions, putting it out there, and seeing if people can connect and resonate with that same thing. And
Mhm.
it's never like pinpointing specific things. It's always experiences that people might resonate with.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing.
Mhm,
Um, so moving on, we kind of move into number three, number two, number one. Now,
mhm,
a question I would like to ask is, as far as rap goes,
mhm,
are you going down an avenue that you have a goal that you want to be like someone, or when you're creating these albums or writing this music, have you kind of decided um, where the big celebratory things are going to happen for you? Like, are you just going, you know what? I'm gonna get 5,000 followers and eight multi platinum albums, and then I'm good. Or are you just
mhm.
writing because you just love the music?
I just love music. That's the basis of pretty much of anything I feel like you should do is you should do it from a place of I really want to do it, not from a place of obviously if you're good at it, you want to try to make money off of it, but it should money shouldn't be the first priority.
Right.
Because in that aspect, I feel like you will never really be happy doing something
Right.
because at a certain point, it's just you're kind of forcing yourself to do it because,
Mm.
I got to get the next check. Oh,
Yeah. When
just
it's a
things like
job,
that.
it's different. It's got a
Yeah,
different vibe to it.
yeah.
Uh,
It's like everybody hates a 9 to 5, but we all get up and go to it every day because we know what happens if we don't. And it's like,
right. Exactly. Exactly.
mhm,
And it's funny because that's kind of what why I do what I do. It's like I enjoy creating, I enjoy putting podcasts out there, I enjoy helping people and all that. But it's more about meeting amazing people like yourself
mhm,
and different, like if it's artists or if it's CEOs or if it's whatever it is, it's just enjoyable for me. So a lot of people do podcasting to make money, and I'm like, well, best of luck. But for me, it's more about content. So I think that's kind of what
yeah,
you're saying is it's more about the creation of it versus what happens after creation. So
yeah.
I mean, that's a
Mhm.
pretty healthy way to look at it, because
Because also the thing is too is uh, you know, you put it out there, and obviously people are gonna hear it, but it may not blow today, it may not blow tomorrow, but that doesn't mean 10 years from now, all of a sudden it's just like, oh hey,
yeah, right.
hey,
Right,
you know,
right, exactly. And I say this all the time. Anyone with a YouTube account now could be an artist. So it's
yeah,
like the saturation and everything, and it's kind of why I do this podcast is um, connecting with the artist is what it's all about. It's like finding out who this guy is, who this girl is, what kind of where are they coming from? What is motivating them to make the music? Why are they writing this stuff? And it's gone that way in music. Before it was like you gotta look like you're from a Hollywood movie. You
yeah,
gotta
you got to portray this certain
yeah,
image, you
you
got
gotta
to
look this
be
way. You
this,
gotta
got
you
to be
gotta eat
that, you got
this.
to say this.
Exactly. And now it's like I want authentic. I want to know who he is. I want to know what he loves.
Mhm,
So it's a different vibe now. So I think this is why I feel like this is a much needed avenue to go down with this
mhm.
podcast, and it's really enjoyable just to meet new people and hear great music. So it's that's kind of what it's all about, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And then also with streaming too, I feel like it makes it a lot easier for people who can create to just put their stuff out there too. You don't necessarily have to have the backing of a label or
Right.
anything like that.
Exactly. And there's plenty of independent labels out there that are listening right now, and some that I'm close with, some that I'm not. But that I get questioned all the time, like, where do you find these guys? It's just Facebook,
It's like,
Instagram, YouTube,
they're out
whatever.
there.
They're out there. Everyone wants to be discovered. It's just never. It never comes quite like it does in the movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, oh
You don't
man,
meet
I
the
was
guy at the bar
discovered. Yeah, yeah,
at the
yeah. I was
karaoke
discovered
show.
yeah, I was discovered at a bar, and I was just watching. I was just watching this guy, and I just thought, this
There's
guy's gonna be the
something
next.
about him.
Yeah, yeah. No,
It's
it
just
doesn't happen that
something
way.
about him.
It doesn't happen that way, unfortunately. But that's kind of where it's at. So moving on, number 3 for me is Almost Every Day.
Nice.
It's a great track. Like it is a. To be fair, if it wasn't for my top 2, it would be number 1. Like that is just kind of how it. Like I feel like that's how top 5 works anyway. But like,
Yeah, you just jumble them around depending on how you're
yeah,
feeling.
yeah,
It's
you
like,
just kind of.
you know what? This is number 1
Oh
today. Yeah.
man, to be fair, it was almost 2 because it. I don't want to give away what number 2 is yet, but Almost Every Day is just a banger. Like it's just awesome. It's really really good. So we're gonna play a little bit of Almost Every Day, and then we'll talk about what that is, and we'll go from there.
Remember when I was a little homie 15? That was the first time that I ever smoked trees. I didn't know what I was thinking, I was scared to death. I couldn't back out, couldn't let them see me sweat. We at the crib and it's all about to go down. But all I'm thinking is I really wanna go now. I took a hit of it anyway, and after that, I knew that I was there to stay. I felt the calmness I had never felt. Was feeling A-OK, feeling mighty swell. To get to the head, migrated to my chest. Then my whole body fundamental was the best. And this is back before any of us knew how to roll. So we had to use a pipe apple or a bomb. The first time was option number 3. And son, the marijuana brought me to my knees. But if I had another chance, if I had another try, would I do it all again? Would I take another shot? Who says I ever stopped? Loadable, smoke almost every day. Smoke almost every day. If I had another chance, if I had another try, would I do it all again? Would I take another shot? Who says I ever stopped? Loadable, smoke almost every day. Smoke almost every day.
I love it, dude. It's just, it starts so slow. It starts so slow. It's like, I think that's what I love about it. Is like, you kind of got this kind of like I don't know, singer or whatever in the beginning. You're just like, okay, all right, what's happening? What's happening? And then boom, okay, shit, whoops, and we're out of the box. There we go. All right. So tell me a little bit about that one. Like, what is the vibe? Like, where's that coming from?
That was actually the first song that I had turned into the group chat, talking about some. Yeah, I could write a song because I was like, okay, I was like, what should I write about? That was the first thing I thought, and I was like, what's something that I like doing, and what's something that I know about? And I was like, aha. So that's how that one kind of came about.
Nice.
And that actually went through a few different iterations before it ended up how it ended up. So
Great.
first round draft picks in the group chat aren't always the final product either,
Yeah, of
which is
course
always
not.
nice.
Of course
So,
not. That's
Yeah.
never like that, But
Mhm.
I think what I like about it is just it's just a different vibe for you. Like when we go to unanswered questions or we're talking about parents,
they're very introspective.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of like, hey, tribute, parents, there we go, cool.
Mhm.
Then unanswered questions is kind of like talking about your your parenting or lack thereof in your life and kind of how you dealt with that. And then Almost Every Day is just kind of like, all right,
It's
well,
like, oh, okay.
okay,
Oh, okay.
smoke every day, okay, cool.
Okay.
Smoke what though? What are we talking about?
It's like,
Can you elaborate on what we're smoking?
Well,
What?
it
Don't
ain't
just
tobacco.
don't just go 100 miles an hour and not tell me what we're smoking, dude. Slow down, and then
It's
it's
like,
over, and then you're like, oh, okay.
oh,
So smoke anything, I guess.
no,
Cool. All right.
no, no, no. For me personally, it's just the Mary Jane, if you will,
Yeah,
the
yeah, no, of course,
marijuana, the
of
marijuanus.
course, of course. But you never say that. That's what's cool. It's just like, oh, okay, all right, all right. So
It's a,
anybody can relate. Really, it's like
mm,
it's just really cool. Great lyrics, great music, just great vibe. I love it. It's just a fun thing. So here's a question I love to ask. If you could feature or collaborate with any rapper out there right now, who do you like? I feel like I
oh,
know the answer, maybe, but I could be wrong. Who do you think it would be?
oh, any rapper right now. I feel like it'd either be Jid or Boss.
Whoa, okay, not
Yeah.
two I've never heard of. To be fair, two I've never heard of. Wow, you went right out of the box for that one. Shit. Okay.
Mm.
Tell me why then.
I just really like both of their styles of music. They're both Dreamville artists, so they're signed under J. Cole, who is also another one of my favorite rappers. But Boz kind of got on my radar from J. Cole with the song New York Times. And then one day I just saw he had an album out, and I was like, oh. And then I listened to it, and I really just he's one of those artists that I heard, and you just immediately know this is I vibe with this guy. I feel like
Yeah,
we could
I
really
love
do
J
something
Cole.
together.
I
Yeah.
mean, I really like J Cole. I like all of his music. It's just, and I'm gonna get really into trouble when I say this next bit, but I used to be a Drake fan. I
Mm,
used to be a Drake fan, but now it just all kind of, I don't know. It just sounds so the same stuff.
mm.
It's like, come on, man, be different.
I
Like
get it.
when he came up, like his first like two or three albums were like, okay,
Yeah.
yes, all
Yeah.
right.
Thank Me
Now it's just kind of
Later.
like,
Take Care. Nothing Was the Same.
yeah,
Those are top three. Those are great. Those are
yeah,
great. And then he
yeah,
came out with If You're Reading This Is Too Late.
yeah,
After
yeah, yeah,
that, it was just like
yeah, yeah.
Drake went on a little run.
He
And
did. He
then
did. I mean, granted, he didn't go Kanye West on it, but
mhm,
he definitely he definitely went a different direction for a bit there.
mhm.
But much like any artist, I think they're just exploring, trying
Different
different
avenues, different
things.
sounds.
Yeah, I mean, being a creator yourself, like you're trying to do different styles to get out of your comfort zone. It's almost
Yeah,
boring when you do the same thing
the same
all
thing
over
over
again.
and over. Also, it's kind of I guess just one of those just to see if you can do it
Yeah.
type things too. You want to, it's like, yeah, I could do that.
Right. Right.
Because, like I said, R&B is my favorite genre of music. I would love to actually write a full R&B. I don't know if I could perform an R&B album. I can't sing, but
I was gonna ask you there. I think was it Parents that we listened to first? Wait,
yeah,
yeah,
Paris was first.
it was Parents that was first, and there's like a singing bit in the beginning.
Mhm.
Who was that? What was that?
That's actually part of the instrumental that I had found.
Oh, okay. It's just
Yeah, so
someone somewhere has a really great voice and just
yeah,
contributed to that song. Okay, cool.
yeah.
Good to know. Good to know.
All of the singing that's not my voice in particular is just embedded in the
Oh,
instrumental.
okay. All right. All right. All right. Cool. But yeah, no, I mean R&B and hip hop kind of are married in the music world because of what they are. And I think rap in general has just transformed into something that um it's not so much race bound anymore.
Mhm.
It's and this could be a little bit controversial, so buckle up, everybody. But like, it's not so racially driven anymore, I
Yeah,
think. And
it's
so
more cultural where you're from and
yeah, it's
all
more
of that
kind of where
now.
you're from, what you're doing. One of the rappers that I'm following right now that I'm hugely fond of is Connor Price, and so
Mm, okay, I've
he
never heard of him. So,
yeah, so he's actually an actor, believe it or not. He was
oh,
a
okay.
child actor and then COVID hit, and he wasn't getting like crazy good stuff as an adult. And then his missus said, you know, why not try this? And he actually did a reel explaining what happened. It was quite interesting. And then all of a sudden he's rapping. He went viral with these crazy reels where he's every character in the room, and it's just crazy. But just genuine good feeling rap. Nothing too aggressive or anything like that, but very very cool. And that's kind of where rap is going. It's like, what do you got? What's original? What are you saying?
Yeah.
What's the message? Help me out.
Mhm.
And there's quite a few out there. AK is another one. He's based out of I think it's Massachusetts, but New England, same thing. But yeah,
Okay.
it's he's another one. And so as we talk about rappers and talk about hip hop and stuff, you know, you hear there's so many,
Mhm.
and you go on, like I could literally go through Spotify right now or any of your favorite streaming platforms,
Mhm.
just so we're on the same page,
All
whoever
of
is
them,
listening.
yes.
I am not sponsored by, or I will definitely say yes if Spotify calls me tomorrow, but currently I'm not sponsored by any streaming platform. I'm just letting you know this is one avenue you can go down. Anyway, um, this public service announcement was brought to you in part. Anyway, so you can go through your streaming platform and see so many different artists, and
Mhm.
then they've got like millions of followers, and you're like, how the hell
It's
do they
like,
have millions of followers? And I've never heard of these people before.
yeah.
It's just like, and so the world literally is your oyster at this stage. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those things. And like I said, you just gave me two
Mhm.
rappers I've never heard of before. I
Mhm.
just gave you rappers that you've never heard of before, and there's thousands and thousands of followers and listeners
Mhm.
and stuff. So it's out there. That's what music
Yeah.
is. It's for anyone that kind of that's interested. It's
It's
pretty
it's
it's pretty cool.
it's a nice rock that you just turn over. It's like, oh, it's like there was a pearl inside of this clam. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that's what it feels like when you hear new music. When you find a
Uh-huh.
new artist that you've never heard of before and
Mhm.
they turn into something that is just so cool, you're just like, "Oh,
Oh,
nice. All
yeah.
right. That's what I'm talking about." And so yeah, it's a fun time doing that. If you could choose, obviously R&B was kind of one of those ones that you were talking about. But if you could do genre of your any other genre, right?
Mhm.
Um, kind of stepping outside the box a little bit. What do you feel like you could venture down? Like, what's your
Uh,
genre?
other than R&B, I feel like rock. Rock would be a really good one.
Yeah,
A
yeah.
really fun one to adventure into. Yeah.
It's an interesting one for me because I could see that. I could
Mhm.
totally see that. I could totally see you put a spin, like have like some grungy rock behind you. Actually, you're not singing, you're rapping, but you got this grungy rock right there. Oh man, watch this space. I just gave him a killer idea. You never know. You never know, man. You never know.
Well,
You never know.
with me and my producer, when we jam out, a lot of the times we'll have just rock sessions. Whether he's on the guitar, I'm on the drums, I'm on the bass, he's on the guitar, I'm on the guitar, he's on the bass. We do a lot of different kind of whatever we're feeling in the moment, but rock is always kind of usually a nice, yeah, we can get in a
Yeah,
pocket
yeah,
and really
totally.
just,
Yeah, man. Look
yeah.
at you. There you go. Next album. Here we go. All right. We were telling stories before. Now we're rocking out. Okay. Anyway,
Absolutely.
so moving on, we're at number 2. Holy shit. Okay, moving on. So number 2 for me because of who you are, and just I think it's the first one I listened to be honest. Number 2 for me is just kind of now I've met you is even
Mhm.
more of a reason to kind of say this. Lord knows is number 2. So it just, are you a man of faith? Are you kind of religious at all?
Mhm. Yeah, I grew up in a Christian household and all that. More so when I was a child. I haven't fallen out of my faith or anything like that, but I guess the more apropos term is I stopped going to church because
So
I do
you practice
still.
your faith a little differently.
Yes, I
That's
do still
standard.
count my blessings. I say my prayers,
Right, right,
everything.
right.
I have my conversations with Lord, my Savior, Jesus Christ, the Almighty. I know the Lord's Prayer, all of that,
Yeah,
and
for sure. Cool.
yeah,
And you
church
know
is
what?
just one
I
of
say
those
this
things
all the
that I.
time. Faith is not a an address.
Yeah,
So this is kind of what we're talking about. So,
yeah,
um,
because it started out as I went with my family for when you're first coming up, and then I found my own youth group in high school, and then from my own youth group going forward is when I kind of separated from attending church and mass and all of
yeah,
that. After I was able to kind of figure out for myself what I wanted to get out of religion.
awesome. Well, I'm gonna play Lord Knows. It is number 2 in Phil's top 5, and yeah, we'll be right back after this song. Here we go.
Yup, yup, yup. Here we go. Doing the thing on the first mixtape. Shout out the boy Miller. Shout out the boy Derek. You good people? I'm about to go in. Said you wanted competition, well here I am. Come get it. Said you won't change, so just embrace it. No, I am not one of the greatest, but I'm on the come up. Not here to be another copy, man. I can't go one up. The road in front of me is long like a marathon, and I ain't come to walk it, nigga. I came here to run it because I'm hungry and I gotta have it. Like I'm struggling to breathe like an asthmatic. It's tragic. I know some of y'all don't want me to make it. That's alright. I'll just sit back and I'll be plotting patient. I can wait. I don't mind. I got nothing but time. Plus, the longer I sit with my thoughts, the better the rhymes. I'm the voice in the back of your head that you can't forget. And if you seeking for me, boy, I'm hard to find like a golden snitch. I can't quit, motherfucker, because I'm not the best. Now settle it for being rich, nigga. I want the wealth. And Lord knows I ain't never stopping until I make it to the top, and I'm never forgotten. And if you want a journey with me, you got my permission, cause I already know that it's gonna be something to witness. Yup.
I love it, dude. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's great. It's a great
Yeah.
track. It's got a good feeling. It's kind of like
It's one of those feeling yourself anthems. It's like
yeah. Lord knows,
it's like
you're gonna want to watch this shit. It's gonna
mhm.
be good. Everybody's gonna be good.
It's like,
So yeah,
yeah.
it's just a really good feeling. You know what? All your stuff has been good feeling. Let's be honest. But the Lord knows is just kind of like it. As much as I want to say it's based from religion or whatever, it really isn't. It's you're saying Lord knows. You're saying Lord knows because yeah, Lord knows that this shit is gonna be good. You know what I mean?
Right?
It's very cool. I dig the vibe. It's very very cool.
Mhm.
So we're talking about your music. We decided that you're gonna collaborate with 2 artists I've never heard of before, which is really cool. But if you could basically have someone like big name, whoever it is, it doesn't matter, produce some of your work, not just somebody that's gonna be like in your track, like great people, but like who would you kind of go? That's the guy that's gonna make me a multi-platinum selling artist.
Let
It's a
me
thinker, isn't it?
see.
It's a real
Yeah.
thinker. I should have done this right before the song and then let you think about it for a
Oh no,
minute.
it's fine. It's fine. Let me see. Tyler the Creator. I feel like
Wow. Okay.
I really like. He's come a long way from his Odd Future days.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I've been rocking with Tyler since I was 15, so it was cool seeing him mature and evolve, and knowing that he got into producing and started producing his own stuff is good. Let me see.
I'm gonna
Tyler the
throw one. I'm gonna throw one
Creator.
at you. I'm gonna throw one at you.
Go ahead.
I think Timbaland would be amazing for you.
Oh, okay. I can see that. Timberland. I was about to say Anderson Paak.
Yes. Oh, yes. Hell yes. Oh my God. You know what? He is so good. Like, there's so many things that he's doing right now that is just like out of the box. Just
Yeah,
what? Just it's great. Yeah, but yeah,
yeah,
no, you're right. Anderson Paak. I think Timbaland would be a good one for you as well, just because
yes.
he's kind of that bridge between R&B and hip hop. It's like
Hmm.
he's got the best of both worlds.
Uh-huh.
It's really cool.
I would really
Very
also like to work with Pharrell.
Oh yeah, Pharrell.
Hmm.
Great people. See,
Hmm.
all of a sudden you didn't know, and now you got four. Like what? Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. Oh my goodness. So I'm gonna venture out of the box a little bit for this next one. It's not on the album. It's the most recent track.
Oh,
It is Got No Time.
okay.
So tell me a little bit about this track, just because um, it was 23 when you did this one.
Hmm.
When you put it on the streaming platform in 23.
Yes.
Um, so tell me a little bit about this one and the vibe and what was different with this one.
Well, this was off the second project that I had mentioned earlier, where I wrote everything a cappella, and where I had found some the producer Derek on the boards, who was able to help me kind of curate everything from scratch. And
Nice.
so this stemmed from the place of I had already written the my first mixtape. It was in demo form at this point because I hadn't met Derek yet, but I had met Miller, who I shouted out on Lord Knows.
Yeah.
He helped me kind of get my first draft. We recorded it in a bedroom closet. It was great. We went in there, did everything all in one day. It's just one of those really just
Mm,
yeah.
mm, mm.
But after you do something and you start showing it to people, it's weird how you think everybody's just gonna automatically be like, yeah, 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 yeah. And then it was
It's
just
different.
yeah,
It's a different vibe.
it's like crickets and everybody talking about something. It's like, are you sure? It's like, are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, are you
Mm-hmm.
really sure? And so that's where that is kind of coming from. Got no time for the haters, naysayers, or the beef, you know?
Right, right,
Because
right,
I
right.
know what I can do. So I'm trying to get this money. I'm trying to get paid.
Yeah. Well, this is number one. So I'm gonna play a little bit of this one, and then we'll come back and have a little bit more chat. Here we go.
Derek is good people. Yeah. Is it too late to make it? Too late to blow? I really hope not, cause I see myself at the top. Niggas saying I should've gave it a go sooner. Well, pop, pop, pop goes the shooter. Yeah, I'm shooting for the sky, taking aim at the moon. And even if I miss, I'ma land among the stars. Don't wanna wonder what if I never get my all. Even if I never make it, I'll know that I'll never fall. I'm trying to keep faith in a nigga sitting patient. Just waiting for the day that the nigga can say he made it. Ain't no half stepping, no half measures. I gotta put up with the pain to make it to the pleasure. So how you feel? I'm focused on the vision. Not entirely in focus, but every day it's getting clearer. Cause every step I take is getting me nearer and nearer. The only one that'll stop me is the man in the mirror. So I gotta get the fuck up out my own way. Gotta keep my head straight. Keep ignoring what the haters say. Cause every day I'm getting better and better and smooth like butter or silk. You know when niggas ill. And with these words I'm killing, yes, I'm serving up murder. Cause what I'm reaping is grim. Bringing death with the pimp. You thought I was finished, I'm only beginning. And you ain't gotta tell me, nigga, I already know I'm winning. Cause real niggas already fucks with me. Don't disrespect the dream, cause if you do, you're dead to me. Ain't got no time for the haters, naysayers or beef. Just trying to get this money for me and my fucking team. Cause real niggas already fucks with me. Don't disrespect the dream, cause if you do, you're dead to me. Ain't got no time for the haters, naysayers or beef. Just trying to get this money.
I love that, dude. I love it. And you know what I love about this the most, and it happens quite a lot when I'm doing my top five and going through tracks with people. The evolution of your music is evident in what you're doing. You can hear it, and Got No Time really is like Terrell of the future. It's like it's the beat, the the piano in the beginning. I'm just like, God damn it, this is good. This is so good. Like, and I applaud your efforts, sir. You've obviously found some people to get around you that know how to produce and how to make some good
Yeah,
tracks. So, and really put what you imagine into music form. And I think
yeah,
this is a perfect example of that. And Got No Time really is number one for a reason. I think it's really, really, really good. I'm to be honest, it leaves me speechless when I listen to it, just because it's very much a similar track to as far as like what you're trying to say to all the stuff you have on your album. But this is very much a, hey, I'm getting to where I'm getting to,
hmm
and you can be with me on this journey, or you can be like in the under the bus, so to speak.
right.
You know, we're going somewhere. You can be with me or not, and this is just, it's really great. It's got a kind of a confidence vibe to it. It's really, really
Yeah,
cool. I love it. Great.
thank you, thank you, thank you.
So Terrell, as we kind of go down this road where I want to explore different avenues with you now. We've gone through your music. What do you do in your free time? What do you do? What is Terrell doing during the day when he's not making music? Tell me a little bit about that.
Uh, Playing basketball, playing video games, just having fun with my instruments. I've got a guitar and bass over there, and then I keep a drum set in the garage. I want to get a keyboard and start messing around with one of those, but yeah. Or just if I'm not writing music, I'm just writing in general, whether it be uh just thoughts that I have,
Right.
how the day was going, just
Cool.
any and everything, how I'm feeling. Because that's another thing that helps keep you sharp. You don't necessarily have to always be writing in your craft, but writing in general.
Right.
Uh,
Right. Brooke, thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate you. As always, Brooke is my homie. Her. Wow. Okay. Okay. So amazing, and I think I've heard this music before. He looks familiar. There you
well,
go. All
thank you,
right.
Brooke. I
There
appreciate
you
it.
go. Yeah. Well, Brooke's my homie. She's my podcast homie. We've collaborated before. We've got collaborations ongoing and more things happening. But she's a huge. She's a. I said this before. Brooke is going to shoot me for this, but she's a little bit of a music snob, and so
Oh,
when she says she likes something, it's like when Simon Cowell is like,
I like
that's what I'm
him.
looking
He's got
for.
something about him. Yeah, push him
Yeah,
through.
that's
Yeah,
yeah, that's
push him
that.
through.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Well,
Four yeses,
oh.
mate. Anyway, so so, yes, yes, I went there. So tell me a little bit, like, are you a video gamer? Are you doing any of that kind of stuff, or you're too busy for that? Are you?
I whenever I can, yeah.
Great. All
Because
right.
it's funny when you really put time into your actual craft. It's funny how much time that actually takes up.
Oh, for sure,
Because
for sure. I
the
feel that. I feel
yeah,
that
the amount
100%.
of weekends where I'm just because I used to game a lot. Like
Uh huh.
I'm talking, get off work on Friday, hop on the game, be on till like 2, 3 in the morning.
Yes, yes, I feel that.
Wake up at 6 o'clock Saturday,
Yeah,
having the whole day off, just doing that
yeah.
again.
What's your go to? What's your go to?
When I kind of just want to not be bothered, I like to free roam around in Spider-Man. I just like swinging around the city.
Cool. So you're
Uh,
PS5
yeah,
probably. Okay. All right.
PlayStation.
All
Yeah,
right.
that's
All right.
my
I'm an Xbox guy. All right. Okay.
okay. Okay,
All right. All right. No dissing. No dissing. We're kind
it's
of, you
all
know what
love.
now? It's so
It's all
cross
love.
play. Everything's cross play
Everything's
now. It's like
cross-platform now,
whatever. Yeah.
anyways.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And then I grew up on PlayStation, so I had the PS1, 2, 3, all of them. I did dabble in Xbox. I had the 360 at one point.
Uh huh. Uh huh.
But it's something about PlayStation that's always just been
I feel that.
like a core memory for
I had
me.
both. I had
So
both growing up. I started on PS1 and PS2. Then I don't know what happened. I went Xbox and then I never looked back. I guess it was cool. It was cool. And then as far as TV, what are you doing? Do you watch TV at all? Do you kind of chill out watching TV?
yes and no. I go in and out of phases where I'll watch stuff, but Generally, I'm playing video games, or just I end up on just rabbit holes on YouTube. Generally,
One thing that I'm watching now, I don't know why I'm watching it to be honest, but one thing I've gotten into, I do know why I'm watching it. My best bud over in Ireland is a huge fan of Blacklist, and it is now all 10 seasons are on. Is it 10 seasons? I can't even remember. I'm only on season 1 as it is, but Blacklist, dude.
okay.
Blacklist is it. So
I do
that's
watch
what
a lot of movies, though.
Oh
I've
yeah,
seen
no, I'm a movie buff as well. I
Yeah.
love movies. It's actually something that me and Brooke are going to do is a movie podcast every
Hey.
Wednesday. So yeah,
Okay.
there you go.
Well,
Yeah. So yeah, movies are my thing.
Mhm.
I like Netflix. Big up to Netflix. But all the streaming platforms are kind of where I go to now. I don't think anyone watches live TV anymore.
Yeah,
It's like,
not really.
news? What is
What?
that? Yeah, probably
No,
because we're so we've got PTSD from Corona.
Mhm.
You know?
It's like, you know what?
Coronavirus.
I'm done with the news. I don't need the news today.
COVID? Nah, I'm not watching news anymore. I'm done with news. Done with news. All right. Well, Terrell, dude, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the podcast. You're such a great guy to talk to. Your music is just insane. It's just
Thank you
insane.
so much. I can't say thank you enough.
It's an absolute pleasure because I just can't stop listening to this.
But every day it's getting clearer, 'cause every step I take is getting me nearer and nearer. The only one that'll stop me is the man in the mirror. So I gotta get the fuck up out my own way. Gotta keep my head straight, keep ignoring what the haters say, 'cause every day I'm getting better and better and smooth like butter or silk. You know what
If you like this song like I do, don't be a stranger and get on your favorite streaming platform and listen, because this man is trying to make a wave, and there's something that I've done recently which is really cool. If you're a Spotify user, you can actually share or collaborate. It's what do they call it? It's basically yeah, go on.
Is it like the blend playlist or?
Yeah, the blend. There you go. Yeah, so you blend with your buddy and you find artists and stuff. It's really cool. I recommend it to anyone. I found so many cool artists lately just by doing that.
Me and my friends, it's like a group of 5 of us, and so I check it every week, and I'm like,
ooh, what's this? Ooh, who is this?
Like the
Oh,
overlap is cool too. It's like, oh, you listen to this.
It's great. No, it's great. I love it. So definitely do that with your friends. You know, start sharing the music. I'm gonna be sharing all your music for as much as possible.
Thank you.
This podcast is on YouTube. It is on Facebook, and it will be on LinkedIn, restreaming very shortly. Be sure to share as much as possible because Terrell definitely deserves it. He is amazing, as you can see. And, you know, maybe you might meet him someday and you can shoot some hoops and tell him about the time that you found him on Untouched Melodies.
I'd love to hear it.
All right. Well, thank you so much for tuning in this week. We'll be back again next week with another amazing artist. I'm not giving away anything yet, but it's somebody I have tried to get for a while and finally have found a way to get him on the show. So I'm very, very excited. So until then, be sure to keep an eye on all your social media and watch out for any announcements. But obviously, until you hear that announcement, and probably beyond that, I would hope, go listen to Terrell, listen to his amazing music, and connect with him on Facebook. Where's your social media at? What's going on there?
You can find me on Instagram at Terrell_C95, Facebook Terrell Cavee, my YouTube channel Terrell Cavee, Instagram Terrell_C95 as well. So
cool. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
And
go
of course,
follow this man. Go check
streaming
out his
everywhere:
music.
Spotify,
Yeah.
Apple Music,
Yeah,
YouTube,
he's on everything.
YouTube Music,
He's on
look,
everything.
Pandora, Amazon. It's out there.
Yeah. And we're just digging all your music right now. You know, it's just
Thank you.
it's kind of what it is, you know. Yeah. All right. Well, on that note, thank you for tuning in this week, everybody. We'll be back again next week with another amazing artist, as I said. And until then, as always, go in peace and be good to each other, because, you know, music is important, but being good to each other is even more important. All right. Till next week.
All right.
This is brought to you by Unscripted Productions. Thanks for being a part of the journey, and be sure to follow us for more info to get new episodes and more great content. And of course, rate this show on your favorite podcast listening platform and leave us a 5-star review. See you here next time.